Okay. Well, I've never really gone live, but I'm trying to do this without dying. So maybe I'm doing this here. I feel like I can do some Alright, we're gonna try this. I'm just stuck in traffic, so I'm trying to get it. So anyway, long story short, I just wanted to comment today on the silly Mr. Beast thing, because I typically don't do like commentary, quote unquote, on random YouTube stuff, but it's kind of important. Kind of important just because the nonsense that people are doing online these days. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy, and I just can't really believe that what has happened to him, like it could really, really happen to anyone, minus the crap about his co-host, So obviously he should have chucked his co-host guy light years ago. But this guy's only 26 years old, and he just doesn't, even though he's a bajillionaire, he doesn't have like the life experience to know that you have to cut people off. And this guy's been friends with that guy for like 12 years. So he's like, oh, like cut off my best friend? Like, no. So he tried to stick with his best friend, but it just backfired. And, at that level of fame, people are going to go totally insane. So that's basically what happened there. Is his co-host guy just went, couldn't handle the fame and ended up getting into like really deviant behaviors, which, look, it happens in every industry. Rock stars, rappers, athletes, like a good 50% of people who make it to that level of fame, like they go bonkers because too much money and not enough sense or spiritual grounding or whatever you want to call it. So anyway, but he is also the biggest philanthropist in the world, or at least the biggest philanthropist in the modern era. And so it's just really crazy to see what is going on. Like, if he gets canceled, that's really crazy. It's bad for society in a lot of ways. It's really horrible for all these like people he's helped. So yeah, like on one sense you could cancel him for predatory stuff with the kids and stuff, but I could see he was going astray when he started to really look at the chocolate bar thing. I mean, he didn't need that money. He just did that because a lot of his, people around him are like, yo, you got like the biggest $1 billion company here and it's easy. You just start a chocolate bar. Like I'm sure everyone around him is just saying like, oh, you just got to do these businesses and you can make another bill, And so the money, you could tell, was starting to go to his head a little bit. But it's just because like the guy's 26, 27, 28, whatever he is. He's 26, but he probably doesn't have any spiritual grounding. He's just surrounded by a bunch of influencers, and those people are like incredibly, some of them are very, very degenerate, more so than even his co-host. They just haven't been found out, you know what I mean? So it's kind of a trip. And I don't really know what to say about it, but I can only like pray that this guy like does the right thing, which is try and prosecute his co-host guy. Chris, he needs to prosecute that guy and get him thrown in jail or something, and then I think he can start to rehabilitate his image. But until he goes like full bore F Chris, like scorched earth, then anything else he does is really just going to look stupid, you know, and it's not really a good look for him to do the cease and desist and all this stuff. And I just hope that he can in turn start to like figure out that you know, the legal option shutting people up is not going to work. He has to either just totally ignore it or directly address it, and one or the other, you know. But I think he needs to work on getting Chris thrown in jail, and then, you know, say, you know, try and apologize and make everything right, blah 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 blah. But to lose the biggest philanthropist on the earth that's not great. It's not great. So either someone, like, he needs to appoint someone to take over Mr. Beast's philanthropies for him and step down or something. But it would just be like a big loss, because I've run some of the biggest rescue teams in the country. So we go into like disaster zones and things like that and help people with hurricanes and floods and fires. If you look at the rest of my YouTube channel, you'll see like the stuff I do with small animals. My mom was calling me. But yeah, long story short, it's just crazy. You know, it's a crazy situation. It's horrific for anyone that Chris guy got in touch with. I mean, just insane for that reason. And then for him to just ignore it and start doing some legal stuff is even crazier. Some way to salvage his charitable efforts, because it's very, very important. You know, he does need to be that part of what he's done, no one can take away from him, and it's insanely positive. And it's so hard to logistically do what he's done that again, I just think it would be a really bad thing in the long term if that happened, you know, because like I said, I've run large scale logistics, and trying to do that stuff with that level of it's a lot of work. It's like, you know, running a corporation the size of Walmart and trying to like distribute, do all these different things. Even though it's not like rocket science, it's definitely not easy, and to do it well is not easy either. So I have respect in that sense. But yeah, he just needs to come clean and kind of get a lot of this crap dealt with, instead of just either ignoring it or trying to do the legal route. So that was just my like quick little 2 cents here. I'm getting a lot in the chat. I really appreciate you guys, and I would address the chat, but maybe another day. But if you guys like small animal rescue or any wild animal rescue, that's kind of what I do on my channel. I just wanted to kind of pipe up on this because it's such a hot topic right now, and I wanted people to, you know, I'm just curious what everyone's thoughts are. I know my take might be like a hot take on some level, because a lot of people think he's like cheating on the videos and the contests and all that stuff, but to me that doesn't really matter as much. Like, the only stuff that matters is like him messing with the kids and all that. I mean, that, you know, his allowance or knowingness of that activity having happened is totally insane. So I know that's why a lot of people would feel what I think is a hot take. But, you know, the game stuff, I mean, a lot of people fake their crap on YouTube and don't get any repercussions for it at all. So I just think, you know, if he is at least legitimately giving the money away that he's promised, then it is what it is. Whoever he gives it to, that's kind of his discretion. But anyway, you guys have a lovely day. Talk soon. Peace.